Hey folks, it's Marvin Cash, the host of The Articulate Fly, and we're back with another Cape Lookout Fishing Report with Captain Chris Cease of Not the Real World. How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing pretty good, Marvin. How are you?
As always, just trying to stay out of trouble, and you know, the word kind of in the mid-Atlantic southeast is things are starting to cool off a little bit.
Yeah, we had that cold front, I guess, was post-Ida come through here, and when I woke up just the other morning to do my charter, it was, I think, 60 degrees. And there's a little bit of heat that's kind of come back here today, which I don't mind it being as warm as long as possible. But, yeah, it's definitely dropping the temps down, and the fish seem to be really turning on from it. So it's definitely good. Our water temps yesterday were at like 78, I think.
Gotcha. And so, you know, people are putting on the feedback. It'll be also, we were talking before you started recording, you're seeing a greater variety of fish too.
Yeah, the bluefish and the Spanish mackerel have been in thick right off our beaches down here in Cape Lookout. I mean, bait balls galore, you know, and these fish are just slashing through them along with sharks. Some ladyfish here and there, actually. A couple crevalle jacks, some look downs. So a variety of species, which this time of year is kind of the name of the game, which is awesome. It's a lot of fun all the way through September, but there's plenty of fish to be had. I mean, we're like leaving, you know, charters, and these guys have hooked and landed 40, 50, 60, as many as they want, basically. They're just going nuts. So long as you've got the weather that you can get out there, those fish are going crazy. And 20-inch Spanish mackerel and bluefish up to 4 pounds are a lot of fun on a 6, 7, or 8 weight.
Yeah, got it. And, you know, how are I know we've talked that, you know, false albacore is starting to show up, but you're also getting the giant drum too, right?
Yeah, so the giant drum game is going off up on the Noose, which is just a short boat ride from here. We did have a couple days of north wind, which is fantastic. It usually switches them on. I have not yet actually been up there since that a couple days ago. I've been doing all my nearshore stuff here on the inside of the banks, but that'll run until about the end of September or so. So they are there as an option to go catch as well. You can get those on cut bait, but you can also chase them on a fly rod with pop and fly. So it's pretty cool to watch that thing go under, and a giant one sucks it in.
Yeah, very neat. And so with the greater variety, are you changing what you're doing, or are you still kind of, you know, following your passion and sight fishing predominantly for reds?
This does allow me to kind of change things up a little bit. You know, usually I tell my clients, like, if we're doing a morning trip, we'll go stick our nose out into the ocean a little bit and see if we can find those bluefish and Spanish mackerel, because you know, the action is so fast and furious when you're doing that. Obviously, the albacore there, that's just a huge species that people really like to get on the fly and catch a lot of. And then, depending on what the tide's doing, we will go back in and check out the red sight casting on the flats, which there are still tons of those around. The charters this weekend got into them, and actually had one couple clients. One guy was a spin fisherman, one guy was a fly fisherman, and they tore him up. And the spin guy actually was getting them on top water in about a foot of water, middle of the day, 26, 27-inch redfish popping those things, which was just awesome to watch. So they are still there, and I'll still be chasing those all the way through the fall.
Yeah, very neat. And we got a question from Peyton, and he wanted to know what species are good to target on the fly in the fall in the surf.
Oh, cool. Okay. I'm glad he asked that, because yesterday, actually, with the way the wind staged up with my clients, they were casting to Spanish mackerel, bluefish, ladyfish, right off the beach, off of one of the inlets we have here. When the wind was right, the bait was pushed right up on the bank. We had shots at sharks, although, of course, the shark rod I did not have with me for once in a blue moon. I didn't bring it with me, but otherwise we had shots at those right off the beach. And so you can also target pompano, and as the season kind of gets along, the drum will cruise the beaches, and you can potentially get one of those. Generally, what I like to throw in the surf is just an intermediate line with a chartreuse and white clouser. That's kind of my go-to. And you can always catch the occasional flounder as well off of the beach too. So a bunch of different species. and of course, if the albies get close enough and you hook one from the beach, hang on, because that gets really, really crazy.
Yeah, there you go. You might really want to hope you've got a really, really good drag. You can put the brakes on him, right?
You do, yeah, and you got to get lucky because catching one from the beach is very difficult to do, mostly because they don't usually get right on it. When they do, it can be fantastic. The saying is, one from the beach is worth 10 from the shore. So getting one of those fish is really special.
Very cool. And, folks, we love questions at the Articulate Fly. You can email them to us or send them to us on our Facebook, our Instagram page. And if we use your question, I'll send you some Articulate Fly swag, and then we're going to enter you a drawing for some of Chris's flies at the end of the season. And, before I let you hop and continue tying and kind of goofing around in the campground, Chris, why don't you let folks know where they can find you so they can book you and fish with you?
Sure. They can check me out on my website, which is www.notthereelworld.com. Not with a K, REEL world.com, and the same Instagram name at notthereelworld. They can find me there.
Well, there you go. Well, listen, folks, you owe it to yourself to take advantage of this cooling weather and get out there and catch a few. Tight lines, everybody. Tight lines, Chris.
Thanks, Marvin. Tight lines.